Okay, we are live and I love it. So, hey guys, it's Troncoso back at it again with another live. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. So, this is the second month of the year. I do want to just check in with some people and see, okay, where are you at? How are you feeling? How's it going? Like, let's be clear here. It's not always ideal. It isn't ideal, and we out here. So today I wanted to spend a couple of minutes with you, kind of breaking down the Monday video that I posted of the new framework that I was working on with people, and I have been using it a lot. Um, this framework isn't something that I chose just naturally like try to like craft it. It just kind of came through life experiences. And honestly, we're going to talk about that because sometimes we go through a lot. We go through a lot and we don't have language for it. But sometimes we need to create the language for it to be able to express what are we going through in each season. So, yeah, at the end of the day, sometimes this stuff is personal and sometimes it seems like, okay, I need to share this because somebody might identify with the way that I say this stuff. So I wanted to again talk about this framework. It was given to me, and it came from when I was with cancer. Like it came from that situation, and I want you to be focused. I'm gonna be unvarnished. I'm going to be transparent. Like I'm not gonna try and fluff this up. I'm gonna just be very clear, concise, precise, but very practical about what has gone on, what the framework is, and how you can use it in your daily life. So again, if you saw the video on Monday, if you haven't, what are you doing? Make sure you watch it. Um, but this is the why me, try me, now me framework. So yes, power is the umbrella of the framework that we use. Again, we have presence, ownership, wavelength, energy, and resonance. So, how are you showing up? So, how do you leave when you're done? What does that really look like for a speaker? What does that look like for a communicator? What does that look like for a student, an educator, a leader? Like, what does that really look like? Because we have to develop the system of knowing how do we move? What is awareness? What is alignment? What are we really doing to make sure that we're practically moving in the right direction? So, for me, the why me, try me, now me can be synonymous with the beginning, middle, and end, where you have to really find out where you are in each season so you know where you're going. So let's start off with why me. Why me is the part that nobody wants to stay in. Again, you're going through all of your things, you're anxiety induced, you're like screaming and yelling after a situation has happened, after a moment has passed, after you didn't get the grade, you didn't get the part, you didn't get the bonus, you didn't get the statement you should have gotten, but you don't really move on because you have to be like, okay, why is this happening to me? And what happens is sometimes we do move on, we compartmentalize it, and we just don't end up doing anything with it. Like we just literally just like, oh, it's fine. I'll get over it. And there's so many get over it's that we just have a whole bunch of boxes and categories of the things that we should be feeling, but we don't. So the questions you have to ask yourself when life breaks your story, when life gets in the middle of a lot of things you wish things could have done, when your dreams have been put on pause, when your aspirations are not what they should have been, when you're not moving as fast as you would have wanted to, when everything is not going the way that you wanted to, at the speed you wanted to, and you're just like, why me? Why me? I'm already moving as fast as I can. I'm moving faster than everybody in my circle. Why me? Why did I get the bad grade? Why did I have to go through this in the morning for somebody to yell at me? It's not my fault. Why did you pick me in the PD? Why is this working the way that it's working? Why this body? Why now? Why am I the one that has to carry this? And for me in cancer, when I was told my diagnosis and what had to happen, I'm like, okay, because I was kind of denying it in my head, right? Like I was really just like, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. But for me, when it became realer and I awoke from that coma, it really was a why me? Everything was fine. You guys know my story. I was head of the middle school division of a charter network, and I was working, and that everything was fine. We were working, we were having good times, we were talking about ice cream. Like it was just one of those. I mean, it was December, but like we were talking about those things because there was a nice ice cream place in the Harlem area, and we were gonna go there. Like I was expecting to go there by the end of the week. Bills are coming, but it was like, no worries. We're fine. Everything's good. And then I died. And I somehow made it past that, but I ended up in the coma. And here I am asking myself, why me? I survived. So I'm asking myself, why me? But also, I should not have gone through this. And a few weeks before that, I was fine. So why me? Everything, every facet of me was really confused. I started to stutter. I started to really trip over my words and wonder, what am I going to do about this? So when I was diagnosed, there was no silver lining. It wasn't like it's okay, but like there was nothing. And the worst part is that sometimes you are the person in your friend group, the person in your amongst your classmates, the person in your space that is the strong one. So when the strong one is the one that fell, what do you do about that? Like I think we aren't really trying to be curious about this. Like because we don't want to really think about it, but this is something you should think about. Like what happens and what do you do next? Why me is something that I needed to learn because clearly why me isn't to make you strong, to bob through it. We like to move around it. It's to make you honest. Feelings and frustrations and emotions are real even if they're not right. Even if you feel like I should be fixing other, you're still feeling the way that you're feeling. So it's normal. And in class spaces, that's something we have to get good at. Identifying the issue of the student, identifying the issue of the teacher, identifying what's going on. You can't just be like, why, nah, like flailing in the air because things aren't going well. Have you stopped to figure out what's going on? I would argue you have to get better at diagnosing things. This is where fear is loud. When doubts feels reasonable, when silence feels safer than hope, when you want to just hold it all in and just simply say those words, why me? And this is a bad day. I'm not going to do anything about it, but we'll figure it out. Or, oh, these kids, it's just generation. Oh, the teachers don't want. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm being direct because this is something that you need to hear. Because you want to fix this, right? Like you want to fix this. So you want to fix this. So then let's get down to the bottom of it. Your school culture is important. It matters so much. The dynamics, the test scores, you're not going to get there until you diagnose why me? What's going on? And if you're in a why me right now, that's normal. You're not behind. Like you're present. Again, focusing on the P. You're present. This is how you showed up. This is what it is right now. So you need to own it. Even if it's going to get fixed, even if it's going to get changed, even if it's going to get better, you need to own it. Once you get to why me, you've diagnosed it, you've sat there, you've really you've realized what are the steps, what are the things I need to do. Then you move to try me. because you have a choice to make. And for those of you that have been like, I think about Woodrow, I think about Bayport, I think about Bronx Prep. I think about a lot of places where I've said this. I mean, those are the three that come to my head right now, where I'm like, you can kind of lay down and die. You can just give up. That people do that. Or maybe you decide to flip it. You decide to change your perspective. You decide to take mastery of your mind and decide, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm better than this. Yeah, that test sucked. It's terrible. I might fail if I don't get my act together, but I'm not motivated to do anything because this was the test and I feel like this. Ugh. But you need to switch it to, well, I got to double down and study. I got to double down and try again. I'm going to do it because it's going to work out the next time. Yeah, the students are being a lot. Okay, fine. As a leader, well, I got to figure it out. And we're going to try this other initiative. We're going to try one more time. I'm going to make this happen one more time. I'm going to do it one more time. Like, I'm going to do this. Try me. Something shifts when you get to the mindset of try me. When you get to the mindset of I'm going to do this one more time. When you get to the mindset of this is bad, which is real, but not right, and go, this is bad. Gonna have to go back to the drawing board and do something about it. Because what else are we gonna do? We just the school burns, like your organization goes to zero. Like what are we gonna do? There's only so much time you can stay in the why me phase of your struggle. So when I talk about try me, right? You can go from sulking to talking about it. And you can fix it by saying, okay, you stop asking, why is this happening? And you start asking, okay, now what? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Shout out my coach CJ on this one, right? CJ Quinney says it clearly. Nobody cares. This is not to be rude. This is not to be mean. This is not to be, bad. But people will only know what you've gone through when you beat it. People will only get to see and hear about your traumatic experiences when you've triumphed over it. Your struggle is only seen by the people that need to see it when you've succeeded. And this is not to say that you don't have people in your circle while you're struggling and figuring it all out. But are we not going to be overcomers? Are we not going to be conquerors? Are we not going to be people that are like, we're going to make this happen? Or is it over? I would argue you don't have the luxury of giving up. You don't have the luxury of it being over. You can't do that. Who told you that you could just throw in the towel? Who told you you can't get that test grade up to whatever you need to do? Who told you? It's not worth arguing with your students, with your classmates, to figure out what we can do, to have that discourse, to figure out, wow, this is what argumentation looks like. Who told you that it doesn't work that way? Who told you this is all that there is? That's just like, why me? And you just kind of go in circles until, what happens. Try me for me was walking into, treatments afraid. Finding fires, I didn't start. Trying to figure out what to do. Moving every single day as if it were my last, because it very well could be and has been before. So I don't have any other option but to be like, well, let's go. Let's go. This sucks. Let's go. I don't know, but I'm going to study. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to find a Kaplan book in my library. We're going to do this scared. We're going to make this happen. I'm terrified because I already failed this. I already fumbled this. My first surgery was botched. Like, I died, came back, and literally 5% of the tumor was removed. So they're like, we're going to have to do this again, but we can't go back in there until you gain strength. You know how terrifying it is to be like, yeah, we're going to go to rehab for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and we're going to get you strong enough to do the same thing again, and hopefully you get to keep all the progress you made. Or not, or die. So I just... Well, what else are we supposed to do? The school is struggling. It's a lot. Budgets are getting cut. The struggles, the frustration. But your community means more than that. Your students mean more than that. Your colleagues mean more than that. So don't give up on them because you just kind of say, why me? And just, try me. Go at it. Do it scared. Speak with power. Emote with power. Do it with power. See what happens. It's going to be a fight. But I'm going to go down swinging. And more than likely, I'm going to win because I do not fail. I take lessons. I don't take L's. I'm going to do everything I possibly can. Because it's only a matter of time before failure turns into fumbling, which turns into me being phenomenal. It's almost there. So try me. That's the second part of the framework. Try me is not confidence, it's choice. Because sometimes you don't even feel like it. Sometimes you don't think, sometimes you have to say that with your voice shaking. We're going to get enrollment up. How? We got to start drafting plans. But no one's ever been able to start making the plan. Start developing. Start seeing what are the situations. What are the KPIs? What are the things that we need to fix? I can't get this up. Okay, have you tried studying? Yeah, but I'm just not a good learner with the writing. I broke. Have you tried voice memos? Have you tried videos? Maybe the gender of the person that's reading it to you is something. Maybe you need to practice it a couple more times. I'm not saying it's going to fix everything, but try me. Let's see what happens. So you don't control the storm. You don't control anything, but you control what you do in it. You control what happens when it comes. So choose to fight. Choose to do it scared. Choose to go. And the last thing, now me. Time passes. Why me? Agony. Try me? Resilience. We gonna get it. Now me. This part is very difficult because it's determined by whether you got past the second step. Because some people just stick right there. They stick in the first one and they're just like there. Nothing really happens. Now me is, okay, time has passed. Dust has settled. I've done everything I possibly can. This is the result. Perspective has changed. You've pivoted. And now we're in green pastures. Now things have worked out. Now, loving, kindness, beauty, your enrollment's through the roof. Your test scores are 196. I can't even lie to you. That's crazy. Of course not. Because you think that now me means I'm supposed to be the terrific version of whatever trauma I went through. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying now me is I've gone through all of this stuff. So I'm wiser. I'm more resilient. I may have conquered. I may be on the cusp. But I'm still going. Like I'm still trying. And one day you're going to realize you're not who you were before. You're stronger. You're wiser. You're more calculated. You move wiser. This is a Nami. Nami does not shout. We not loud. We're here. You're present. That's what you need. So you saying, I know fear is there. I know the struggle is there. I know I went through what I went through. I can't believe I went through that. Why am I going through this? Why me? But I made a decision. Let's see what can happen. I'm going to do this. So try me. Let's go. Let's try this. And now I'm here. I've conquered. It's not perfect, but it's much better than I started. And I'm heading in the right direction. The work is far from over, but it's far from where I stood. It's far from where I started. And I'm so happy because of it. That is what your aim is, to get better. This is resonance. This is what you leave people with. This is what the presence at the beginning earned, because you recognize that this is real. So you don't have the trauma of carrying it as if it's a quiet little box you stuffed and compartmentalized. Like you didn't just box it. You named it. Knew that you had to get better. So you try to make that perspective shift, and now you're here. And this is what leads to better test scores. This is what leads to cognitive dissonance. This is what leads to being able to like have those arguments, have those discussions, have those things, those classroom discourse. This is what leads to organizations getting better, schools getting stronger. This is what leads to it, is being present in you, owning what happened, matching the energy of whatever needs to happen, and bringing the energy to people that may feel like it's all done, and leaving them with resonance of, this is where we are now. So if you feel like you're standing, even quietly, it can just simply be, now me. So again, I didn't choose this framework. And even though it's pretty similar to P.O.W.E.R, I would argue this is one of those things that you're just gonna have to sit with and live with. Life gave this to me. My experience gave this to me. Life gave you it too. So sit and think about, okay, what is this really? And if you're in a why me season right now, that's normal. You can wail, you can agonize, you can go through the things. You can really be stressed out figuring out, what am I going to do? But you can't stay there. So again, you choose what you do now, but I would commission you. I would call you. I would challenge you. I'd implore you. I'd incite you. Do it scared. You're not going to get to the end without it. Do it scared. Try it one more time and see what happens.